So when I switched from using a Windows computer to a Mac, I kind of struggled. I would lie to you, but I don't. That's why I'm just so transparent on this channel. And I have to admit, it was kind of hard to switch. But it's gonna be a lot easier because you're watching this video. And these are also really good tips to just get started with using a Mac in general. So don't think this is just a one size fits all situation. So first and foremost, what I'm gonna show you is if we go to Spotlight, press settings, what I'm gonna recommend that you do is you go to your keyboard settings. And on your keyboard, you're gonna go to keyboard shortcuts and modifier keys. As you can see here, I switched the control and command keys. So when I press control, it's command, because on the Windows computers, that's where it was. Having that backwards just made me look like a paraplegic on this keyboard. And it was really hard to not have that switch happen. So first and foremost, I recommend that you swap the control and command right here. So you can see I kept the option the same and I just literally swapped those. And then I would recommend you get an app called Alt-Tab. So what Alt-Tab allows you to do, if you see this in the controls, I'm able to now press what is my control key and then the tab button, and then whoa, it does exactly what like Alt-Tab is on the Windows computers I'd use. So if I just go Alt-Tab back and forth, I'd be able to go between two different applications. What? It's like I'm back on a Windows computer. Now, number two is I'm gonna recommend that you go to your system settings and go to your desktop and dock. And there's gonna be a setting in here where minimize Windows using the Genie effect is the default. And that's just so slow. Just get rid of it, just change it to scale, watch. Oh my God, this looks like a normal close. The Genie effect is excessive, just get rid of that. And then also, I would recommend that you maybe tweak the size here. I made it a little bit smaller. And I do have it set to automatically hide and show the dock. It just makes it look a little bit more clean. And also I would recommend that you get rid of the animate opening applications. It just looks a little like, I don't know, when you type like, you know, if I do like music here, it's like, it just like bounces. I don't know why I don't like it, but I just don't. So I usually have this unticked. And then after that, I recommend that you get an app called TinkerTool. So what TinkerTool does is it essentially lets you in the dock settings, and this is like all I really use it for, is disable the animation when hiding or showing dock. So as you can see, it does this little, if I press relaunch dock, you'll see that it does like this little animation, and it just takes time. So I'm gonna do that again and relaunch dock, and then it's just so much easier. I don't know why, but some of these very slow sort of animations on Macs make me uncomfortable. And while I'm liking Mac for a lot of reasons, one of the things I liked about Windows was the snappy feeling to the UI. And there are a lot of things that I'm just gonna show you in this to get rid of that whole weird vibe. Next, what I would recommend that you do is you improve what you're feeling from a trackpad standpoint. So if we go to our trackpad settings, I first got to recommend that you just press tap to click. So now instead of you having to actually click, you can tap on your trackpad and it will allow you to click, which is so much more convenient. Then what I recommend you do is you go to your accessibility settings, go to pointer control, click trackpad options, and then press 3-finger drag. Now what this is going to let you do is just literally have 3 fingers, and by using the 3-finger drag, now you can grab things and move them around without needing to click down, which is much smoother. Next, you're gonna wanna go to the appearance settings, and I'm gonna recommend that you change the scroll bar behavior. So in appearance, scroll bar behavior, beforehand, what I had it set up as jump to next page, but you're gonna wanna make sure that it says jump to the spot that's clicked. It just wouldn't make sense for that to not be the case, right? It should go to where you're clicking on the screen. I don't know why it wouldn't. Some people do like the always show the scroll bars. I don't like it. I don't like the aesthetic, but that's something people do as well. Next, I would recommend that you practice using Spotlight. This is the most satisfying software of all time. You can go to youtube.com, boom, pull it up. And then if you don't want to use Spotlight and you want to sort of accentuate the system, I would recommend that you get Raycast. So Raycast is an alternative. And as you can see here, it's got little AI chat feature on the Pro version. It essentially allows you to have shortcuts, do like math in here. It's like a little bit of an upgrade. Check out this and Alfred. It's definitely a worthy thing to check out. And then if you want to have a similar experience to what you have from a Windows snap dragging situation, where this will allow you to go here and then take this and do this, just like you could on Windows computers, you're gonna want to get Rectangle. So rectangle is something that allows you to do what I just did, but also you can create custom keyboard shortcuts. So if I use the shortcuts, I can make this left, right, up, down. And I also can use raycast or spotlight to be like, all right, right half, top right, and then boom, it ends up snapping it into place. The Windows management from the tiling standpoint is pretty bad on Mac by default, so definitely get Rectangle or something similar to it. Rectangle is free, by the way. The next thing that I want to recommend you do is go to your Finder and fix your Finder. So on the top right here, there's going to be some stuff that's kind of useless. So I would recommend that you click on the top, right click, just go to customize toolbar, and make some tweaks, you know, like drag things off that you don't like, keep things on that you want. I keep AirPlay and share here because that's convenient. So I can quickly like share files on iMessage or mail, and just get rid of the tags. This tags and stuff, just don't deal with it, you know? Like, it's just, do you see how clean this is? I only have like my favorites and then like a couple other things. Just don't deal with that, please. Just save yourself. And then press the three dots and go to show view options. And if you want to tweak the icon size for these, please do. But don't leave anything size-wise that you're gonna dislike. Just make sure that it's to your liking. You can also go to the top here, and as you'll see, I have a very clean bar up here. One thing I'll recommend is that you go to your control center and just take the sound and drag it over here. It's one of the best decisions you're gonna make. I can quickly click on this, connect this to my AirPods. It's ridiculously nice. The same thing with your Bluetooth. You can do that as well. And I'm also gonna recommend that you get something called Bartender. So Bartender 4, it's funny because this is the same name as a World of Warcraft app, but you can essentially, for $15 one-time purchase, set up this to hide everything that isn't what you want. And then the rest of it's like under here. I recommend this because a lot of you guys are gonna have a notch on the top of your MacBooks and you're gonna have to be blocked out over here. So this also just keeps it clean for what you actually need. And another quick tip is I would recommend that you show your battery settings, and you're gonna go to this right here, go to system settings, then click control center. And then in battery, you see this, I can show in menu bar. I like seeing this, much more convenient than not knowing what percentage I'm at. Then last but not least, the most ridiculous piece of advice I will ever give is getting Rocket. It's a plugin that lets you basically press colon and then type it out, and then you get emojis, because it's really not convenient to do it on Mac otherwise. That's all I got. If you're switching from Windows to Mac, hopefully this helped. And hopefully this video will help you on how to improve your productivity even more.